Sachem North 9th graders, Mr. Abernathy. We're coming to the end here of our poetry unit. Only 4 more poems to go. Today's poem is going to be paired with The Nymph's Reply, and it's Christopher Marlowe's The Passionate Shepherd to His Love. Short poem. We're just dealing with 6 4-line quatrains. It's a very popular type of poetry called pastoral poetry. Take you through Christopher Marlowe. He's a Renaissance man in his lifetime, a short lifetime. He's born the same year as Shakespeare in 1564, but he dies in a bar accident or a bar fight in 1593. A lot of controversy surrounding his death for a lot of different reasons. He's only 29 years old. But in that short 29 years old, he crams a lot into life. Not only is he alive during the Renaissance, but he embodies the Renaissance ideals. He's a person interested and accomplished in many diverse fields of endeavor. Kit Marlowe was at various times in his life a scholar. He gets at least 2 master's degrees that I'm aware of from prestigious university, Oxford or Cambridge. He's a poet, a playwright, and quite possibly, in all likelihood, a spy for Queen Elizabeth and the Privy Council in England. Leads to a lot of conjecture about his passing. He held some, at least fairly unorthodox religious views for his time that might have also gotten him in trouble with his employers there in the British government, English government at the time. Passionate Shepherd to His Love is an example of pastoral poetry, very popular in England around this time. It's been popular earlier in the Italian Renaissance. And as people are fleeing some of the big cities because of things like the plague that takes Ben Jonson's son, people run back out to the country, any country home that they can possibly find where they try and stay to get away from the crowded conditions of a big city like London or Edinburgh or Glasgow. They run to a quieter location. They feel it's safer there. Socially distancing. Gee, what do you know? The poem actually has relevance today in 2020. What does pastoral poetry do? It's poetry that celebrates the virtues of a simple rural lifestyle. A life lived in harmony with nature is valued and idealized above all else. A lot of these people weren't country people to begin with. Certainly Kit Marlowe was not a man who was born and raised in a rural setting. But he knows how to write a poem to idealize this. As I said, it's 6 quatrains, 4 lines each. It's an easy rhyme scheme. It starts off in that first quatrain of A, A, B, B, and that last quatrain will be K, K, L, L. You have to be aware of the cycle of nature and the cycle of life and how it operates in this poem. Only part of setting other than the country that we can identify is that the speaker talks about shepherd swains dancing for your delight each May morning. So the play is supposed to take place in May. That would be symbolic in the cycle of life of spring, renewal, rebirth, and of course love and romance. Come live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that hills and valleys, dales and fields, and all the craggy mountain yields. There we will sit upon the flocks and see the shepherds feed their flocks, by shallow rivers to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. Madrigals would be a Renaissance choral arrangement. And I will make thee beds of roses with 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle, embroidered all with leaves of myrtle. A gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair-lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold. A belt of straw and ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, come live with me and be my love. The shepherd swains shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. A lot of people say Christopher Marlowe was probably the better poet. Many people believe he was the better playwright. William Shakespeare certainly liked Marlowe very much on a personal level. They met and had known each other. Shakespeare borrows Marlowe's invention of blank verse, unrhymed iambic pentameter, with which to write his poems. His most famous poems would be things like Dr. Faustus and Tamburlaine. And again, he dies at such a young age, people think that he might have been the more renowned, the more well-known, Dr. Faustus, the more renowned poet and playwright, had he not passed away so young. Once again, we're dealing with Christopher Marlowe's Passionate Shepherd to His Love, and we're looking at pastoral poetry. This is an example of English Renaissance pastoral poetry. So, since it's going to idealize nature and a life lived in harmony with nature in a rural lifestyle, We want to look for nature and natural elements in the poem whenever possible. That's what we're kind of looking for. So, right away we can see the easy rhyme scheme. Here we go with love and prove, that would be the AA. Fields and yields, that would be the BB. Rocks, flocks, falls, madrigals. Roses, posies, you have to strain the rhyme there a little bit. Kirtle and myrtle. Wool, pull, cold, gold. Whoop. There we go. Buds, studs. Move, love is another strained rhyme. Sing, morning. And of course, move and love, another strained rhyme there at the end. So what do we have here? Passionate shepherd. He's a shepherd. He raises sheep in the country. Okay, to his love. So this is a young man who's telling a girl that he likes that he loves her. Okay? He has an offer for her. Come live with me and be my love. One of the most famous lines in verse. And we will all the pleasures prove. Gets a little racy here with the word pleasures prove. What are we going to do? We're going to love each other. Okay? And all that that implies. Hills and valleys, dales and fields, and all the craggy mountains yields. So there's the natural elements of the poem. Those craggy mountains, those dales and fields. There's nature. Nature at its finest. Okay? Going to find other natural elements in these shallow rivers and the waterfalls. We're hearing the melodious birds sing. They're singing for who? They're singing for us, singing for our relationship. Nature wants this relationship. Nature wants this love to succeed. And if you love me, our life is going to be great. Look what I'm going to get for you. Okay? What do women want? Women want chocolate. Women want flowers. Women want jewelry. Well, I'm going to get you everything except for the chocolate. I'll make thee beds of roses and 1,000 fragrant posies. These are all flowers. A cap of flowers and a kirtle. Kirtle is a skirt. I can even make your clothing from nature. Embroidered all with leaves of myrtle, a particularly aromatic, kind of like an ivy, like a vine. A gown made of the finest wool. I'm a shepherd, of course I can get you wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull. Fair lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold. A belt of straw in ivy buds, with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, come live with me and be my love. I've given you these things, or I want to give you these things, presents, if you will, to show you I love you. Okay. How great will our life be together? Here is the cycle of nature and cycle of life. The shepherd swains, those other shepherds, other young shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. It's almost like the 12 days of Christmas. We got the lords a leaping, we've got the pipers piping. Here we have the shepherd swains singing and dancing every morning, just because I love you so much. They're going to be so happy about our love, they're going to dance for you. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me and be my love. Come to me. Come to me. Again, I've done this to you guys before. Pretty sure that I'm the only person in our classes who's actually married. Let me see if I can prove it to you. Yes, there's my wedding ring. See, I'm married. I had to get down on my knee and ask Mrs. Abernethy to marry me. That's what this is. This is a proposal. This whole thing here is a proposal. And the only thing, there I wrote the word proposal. The only thing that kind of sounds untrue or a little bit far-fetched, during the Renaissance, this shepherd wants to get her buckles of the purest gold, okay? Coral clasps, amber studs. You all know from the Jurassic Park movies what amber is. It's fossilized tree sap. Coral, although England's an island, would be very hard to get in the Renaissance. So these things here, these are like monetary gifts. Monetary gifts. Okay, I'll put that off to the side. How is this guy going to afford that? Well, again, it's an idealized kind of love. It's an idealized relationship with nature. It's an idealized kind of love. It's a young man giving a young woman everything he thinks she wants. If you have to characterize the tone of this poem somehow, I'd say it's, and there goes one of my highlighters, romantic. Now, looking ahead, think about the nymph's reply. How would a woman reply to this, even during the Renaissance? Sir Walter Raleigh's biography, although a contemporary of Marlowe, might have even known Marlowe, might have even had some of the same interesting ideas about religion that Marlowe had. How would a young lady, how would a woman reply to this kind of proposal? That's what we're looking at tomorrow. All right? Thanks, Station North. Thank you, ninth graders. I miss you all very much. I hope you all took the vocabulary test yesterday, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.